So I'm here to talk to you guys about surviving the worst days of withdrawal. So if you are in the midst of an acute withdrawal and your days feel really, really long, horrifically long, like you could have never imagined your day feeling so horrible, tortured, and long, this video is for you. So let me be your YouTube withdrawal buddy today, and I'd like to share with you what kind of coping strategies I used to get through those torturous, long days. Time felt very weird. It was different than it used to be, and my perspective of it was really different, and minutes and seconds felt really long, and the day felt really long, and like I was waiting for it to be over, but I didn't know what I was looking forward to for it being over. So it felt, and there's suicidality, those kind of thoughts in there too, like how can being alive feel this torturous for so long? So the thing to hang on to is it really doesn't stay that way. It really, 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 really doesn't stay that way. And I was reflecting on this concept of time and how extreme and acute the suffering felt in that acute phase, and realizing how far I've come, that my day can just go by and I'm doing stuff and I can have really great times in the day. So I was like seeing the contrast, because as I've said before, I still have some symptoms and I'll still have some waves, but it's nowhere like it was. And I'm 15 months out from an injury. So 20 months off meds, and then failed reinstatement injury, 15 months out from that. So I would like to just share with you all of those like little strategies that I have leaned on, and help you build your toolbox. Because that's what I think really helps, is having a toolbox of different things you do to get through the day, or different, basically it feels like doing time in prison or something. It can really feel that way. So we'll talk through all the different ones I've used, and then different ones that I've heard of too, helping people. So, and you will find your own, because there may be things that I share that are like the opposite for you. It's like, no, that's really triggering. No, I can't do that at all. It's horrible. It makes my brain go completely inside out. So you'll figure out your own toolbox, but I'll just share like whatever it is I discovered or heard about other people discovering, helping, and then I encourage you to experiment and figure out what your toolbox is, and share in the comments too, because people watching this then can look at your comments and see what has helped you and get more ideas and resources. Okay, so one of the things that I know for me has helped is actually hot showers. So like the extreme looping and like acute horror, like terror, being chased by a tiger, can't survive living in my own skin. It feels the impossibility feeling. So the hot shower seemed to really bring that down a notch. So that was one. I've heard of people saying taking an Epsom salt bath. I never actually did that. I don't know. I don't know if I'm just not into bathing. I don't know. But anyway, that I've heard has helped, is Epsom salt baths can be like regulating to the body. Oh, there's some wind. So that's something to try. Also, for whatever reason, loud music. Now, there were times that I couldn't. I'm trying to think. It's not like that always worked, but there were times where that really, really did work for me. And I'd do like worship music or something. But really, really loud music somehow interrupted my loop, and it could buy me some time in the day. And then, so I would use that. And then also, I was just thinking of TV shows, but it's so interesting because I remember at first I felt really triggered by TV. And then later, like horrifically triggered, like it was just, I don't know what it was. It was like, it felt like so grinding and so extreme. And I was even, I have kids, I couldn't even handle Bluey. That, I was like, oh, this is terrible. Everything felt horrible. Anyway, but eventually there were certain shows that felt nice. And I could be like, oh, this will give me 45 minutes. And then, or this will give me, I can watch this series and that'll fill up some time. So you could try to see if there's certain shows that don't trigger you or are soothing, or even like mindfulness videos or something. Okay, lying down during like extreme, wave, lying down sometimes with on the back of my head, like leaning back, sometimes that would bring things down a notch, just to lay completely flat and just like wait it out that way. One of my friends my withdrawal buddies would do that with like a meditation audio. And then I, as a parent, would like try to figure out how to fill the day for my kids while I was going through this. So I'd have certain like maybe educational shows, or I would like read aloud, and I couldn't even necessarily understand or wrap my head around what I was reading, but I could like sound out the words, and I could sound like I was reading, like I was comprehending. But often at the end of the reading, I'd be like, I don't know what I read, because my mind was swirling the whole time. But I read aloud to them, and they thought that I was, just fully present for it. So, so there's some like, yes, just going with the day as if. You can't completely, because you have to realize you aren't totally healthy, but there's some functioning as if you're healthy that can buy you some hours. You just have to figure out which things. Like, for instance, I couldn't bring my kids out for a while because I couldn't stand like almost any environment. So I was just like, and I saw my daughter like wrote a note to someone about our summer, and she was like, we had a really low-key summer. We stayed home a lot. And I was like, okay, that's a great interpretation. But like we hardly went anywhere because I was overwhelmed to go anywhere. And so we did a lot of, I figured out, like brainstorm with a friend, like how to fill the day, even though I wasn't able to like even do many like play dates or hangouts or parks, or like it was very hard to do anything. So so there was a lot of like, all right, I would read aloud, and then we'll go outside for a little while, and maybe sometimes I couldn't even stand that, and then we'll do like a snack time, and then I'd like have some time where I hid in my room and would cry while they watch a show. So stuff like that. So I can make a separate video about parenting during acute withdrawal to help talk through those strategies. But that's like a personal aside, that I was getting myself through the hours, but then also trying to get them through the hours without making them feel scared. So, and helping them like feel like this is just a normal day, So, okay, other strategies. Walking barefoot outside. One of my friends, withdrawal buddies, really says that's like one of her key go-to things, is like walking, just grounding, like walking barefoot outside. So that's another one to try. That one might work for you. The reason I don't say that's mine, even though I'm like such a like, or I love being barefoot and I love nature, but in acute withdrawal, I was just like, for a while I was scared of going outside. I was like, I just felt like worse when I went outside. When I like opened the door, I just felt pummeled with horrific anxiety. So I was inside a lot. And then it felt like I was losing myself, because I was like, I thought I was a person who liked the outdoors. So if you're having that, your normal self will come back. Here I am, I'm outdoors right now, and I'm barefoot. your normal self will re-emerge, but just like be patient that the withdraw brain can stamp out some of those natural personality things for a while because of the suffering, but it heals and then you can return back to yourself. And so that's another one. Walking barefoot outside and grounding. And I'm trying to think, there was a bunch more. Okay, we can get through the long days. I wrote a couple of them here, so I'm just gonna look at what I wrote. Oh, fast walking. So if you have the A word, you might be doing this a lot, even if you don't want to. Or it may come and go, the need to do fast walking. But fast walking round in circles can help. I mean, I felt like I needed to do it sometimes, just to like walk around in circles in the house, or back and forth, or a walk outside, or if you can get yourself to go outside. But walking, I've heard, as a sort of method of getting through the day, like going on long walks, fast walks, can really help fill the time. Okay. Fast walking. Okay. Reading success stories. So spending your time filling your mind with success stories of people who've experienced this, who know what these symptoms are, who have gone through the fire and come out the other side. Just fill yourself with those stories. Fill your time with those stories. Talk about those stories. Think about those stories. And any kind of like encouraging quotes. So I would have like different Bible verses, or like encouraging things someone had said, that I would keep on little notes and try to rehearse and reread and repeat to myself, even if I wasn't able to believe them. You can fill your time dwelling on them, focusing on them, and that will help fill the time and will help with your healing mindset. Because it's almost like withdrawal takes away your optimism and your healing hopeful outlook, and so it's really hard to fight for that. So I encourage you to keep fighting for that, and it will return. But if you keep planting those seeds of hope, that's really going to help you. Okay. Also, another thing I would do to like fill the very long day is try to do mindfulness chores. So like washing the dishes, and you're looping, you feel extreme, you feel like it's the end of the world about every little thing. And then focus on the dish, focus on the warm water, think about the soap, and like, I'm washing dishes, and then take a long time washing the dishes like it's a meditative thing. And that fills, a half hour, an hour of your day. And that can become another way of doing the time, but in a way that you are kind of grounding and soothing yourself and getting yourself in your body. And you can listen to like success stories, audio, or you can listen to music that's soothing to you, or you can listen to, if there's like an audiobook or a series that's really comforting to you. So then if you're putting input in that helps distract you or comfort or soothe you, that's another like tool. And then you can do that with like laundry. Okay, I'm folding laundry. And if you have like people in your home, doing those normal tasks can help reassure them you're present, or that you're somewhat okay. Like if you have kids or whatever like that. I think that was like, oh, mom's normal. She's just doing normal chores, So that became like another go-to tool for getting through the day. And let's see. I can't underestimate the help of a good cry, too. I just had to cry. And I've heard that from other people, too, that there's just some kind of relief that can bring the suffering down a notch to, like, give you enough strength to do the next leg of the day, just a good cry. And some of you might be like, well, I'm crying all day, every day. And that will become less and less. So just hang in there. But also maybe some of you are like, I refuse to cry. I am going to be tough. But don't underestimate that a good cry could actually help you. So if you need to go hide in your closet to get away from everyone, have a good cry, I consider that a very good strategy. And see if I have anything else. Oh, withdrawal calls, like withdrawal buddy calls. So getting on the phone with a withdrawal buddy and talking with them. And for whatever reason, it really changed for me in withdrawal, where I used to not really get on the phone and talk to people that much, like long distance phone calls or just long phone calls. That was sort of like not a thing for me. It was like texting or getting together or whatever. But in withdrawal, long phone calls became like a lifeline with those safe people, with withdrawal buddies or friends who knew me really well and were just loving me through it. So I really do. And I've talked to someone else who went through this before too, and the different people I've seen on like support group calls, you feel calmer after an hour of talking or hearing healing, helpful, encouraging things. Like for some reason when I hit the hour or close to an hour, I felt calmer, like reassured. And then maybe it went away really fast, depending on the where I was at in the healing or in that day. But it almost sometimes felt like I was climbing a rock wall face, and like the holds were when I got those encouraging conversations of just like, okay, you can get to the next rock, you can get to the next. And it was like a hold, that I could hold on to get through the next step, the next very hard hold to climb this into healing. So yeah, that is, I'm trying to think if I missed anything. Also just taking it one little bite at a time rather than going like, oh my gosh, how am I going to survive this for 6 months? How am I going to survive this for a year? How am I going to survive this for 2 years? And like freaking out about how long it's going to take to heal. Just take it like hour by hour, minute by minute, because things can really change. Like your symptoms can really switch. It can really change. Your healing can change, your windows, the encouragements in your life. So like, don't think that like, because it's so extreme like this right now, then for 2 years it's this extreme. A lot of times it just lets up. And so there's a really extreme part, and then there's some lingering stuff, but life is more livable. So, but in your mind, you're like, it's going to be this extreme forever, but it's not. And you'll be able to enjoy life more and more and more and have more relief. So try to take it like one little chunk at a time and be proud of yourself each day. Like even just like getting through, oh my gosh, I got through that most acute wave and it's a little bit calmer right now. Be proud of yourself that you got through that extreme, and each day that you get through, be very proud of yourself, because this is a very hard thing to survive, and other people may not acknowledge that, but us who've been through it, we need to encourage each other. We know how torturous and extreme the suffering can be, and that, when you know another withdrawal person, you're like, you've been through hell too, and you're like proud of them and proud of yourself. And so just know each thing that you do, it does accumulate, it does matter. Like each little healing choice you make to get through your day, to stay here, is so important. And so many people want you here and want you and your success story, and want you to experience the goodness of life again and enjoy life. And so stay in it with us. It is going to get better. Whoa, the wind feels nice. So that's what I have. If you are someone who would like someone to talk to through this, some coaching, counseling type help, look on my website. It's in the description, and you can sign up to be on my email list, because I will be in the near future, I'm hoping to offer some hours now that I'm getting healthier. So beautiful things are ahead for you. I just have to turn my camera around because this is really pretty right there. I don't know if you can see that bird taking flight. But you will take flight again also, friend. You will heal and life will take off again. So keep walking with me, keep healing with me, and take heart. That wind is just great. Another thing I did was I just prayed a lot. And that was kind of new for me. And I think it really did help because I really needed to feel not alone. And God can always hear us and never get worn out. So I just encourage you, you might feel like abandoned by God or like cosmically abandoned, but He's there and the suffering is extreme, but He is not gonna turn you away when you tell Him and pray to Him and cry out for help. So yeah, you will come to a place of feeling good again. So just know you're not alone and it's gonna get so much better. So hang in there, my friends. Take heart. One day you're gonna be out enjoying the breeze and enjoying your life and moving on. So, all right, we'll talk to you soon, friends. Bye.